Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode here on Dangerous African Confessions HD. In this episode, we have a story from our sister who shares with us her most painful experience in life. She shares with us how her man who she is pregnant for was prophesied to by a prophetess falsely about her, and what happened was something unimaginable. She tells us about how this prophetess after some time was pregnant for her man after they visited the prophetess. Without taking much of your time, let us go and listen to her story. Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload.
Hello brother, I would love to share with you my life story and my most painful chapter in my entire life. You see, I have come to a point where honestly I don't trust any lady who says she is woman or a prophetess of God. I don't say this lightly. What one woman who is a prophetess has done to me is something that is very much overwhelming. Throughout my life, and in the 3 relationships that I have been through, I have never cheated on any of these men, including who I am going to talk about. You see, when I met this man, I told him about all the problems that I have faced growing up and how much I fear men because of my past relationships. And he made a promise to me that he also have been through rough relationships and was not ready to hurt anyone. So, it was more like 2 people who have been through pains coming together and trying to make it work. These experiences that we had made the relationship very lovely and nice. Because I knew what I don't want someone to do to me, and so I wasn't ready to do that to him. And he on the other side too didn't want me to hurt him, and so wouldn't do something bad to me. This brought about some kind of transparency between us in the relationship. And I loved that kind of transparency between us. Growing up, I had a lot of bad experiences with my stepmother. And so, what people called happiness in their early childhood, I didn't experience even once in that period of my life. My mother died when I was around 2 years. And 2 years after she died, my father married again. The woman she married had a daughter before they came together. And I could tell you for sure that, growing up, I saw that because I didn't have a mother, my father had me so close to him. He wouldn't go anywhere without me being there with him. So, I got to realize that my stepmother didn't like that about me and my father. It was always about why can't he also take her daughter out with him, and every day only me that he takes. I don't know why it was a problem for my stepmother. But that started the whole hatred that she had for me. To tell you that I was not happy is even understatement. I was practically an outcast living in my own father's house. Especially when my father is not around or might have traveled for business. That whole period will be exactly hell for me. So when he returns, life becomes a bit normal for me, and even that, when I am alone with her in the house or something, she will make sure I feel her presence. Anything I did was a problem for her. And so, it affected my studies to a point where I didn't even feel okay going to school. So, when I was about to enter into junior high school, I went for vacations at my grandmother's place. Judging from the life I experienced there, I told my father that I wanted to go and live with my grandmother, who happened to be my mother's mother. At first he didn't like the idea, but then, even though I was young that time, I knew the kind of pain I was going through. And for that reason, nothing my father said made sense to me. All I wanted was to go to my grandmother. It took my father's mother to convince my father to allow me go to my grandmother's house and stay with her. That was after when my grandmother had told her everything she knew. Because of this childhood experience, I go to every relationship with the aim of finding happiness and making that relationship a good one for myself. That was the exact idea I went into this relationship with Michael. Like I said, because of our experiences, we started this relationship with love and understanding. That was until this prophetess came our way. Everything changed from happiness to pains for me. My one beautiful and lovely relationship was gone like that. You see, I had become pregnant and Michael was making arrangements so that as soon as I deliver, he will use that as an opportunity and do the marriage rites. So we were going to have the naming and marriage ceremony all at once. Along the line in my pregnancy period, I became seriously ill. The medicines that the doctors gave me was more or less like it was not working faster. I was having this severe pain. If I say severe, I mean severe pains in my abdomen, and when it happens like that, my whole body will become hot like there is fire where I am. This experience, my brother, was not an easy one for me. He, on the other hand, was equally worried about my situation. He had gone out to get me some fruits, because I told him I would love to take fruits that day, and he said on his way coming back home, he met this woman who mentioned his name straight away. And she asked him why he looked so worried. Michael said, just as he was about to talk, the lady asked him, is it because of your woman's sickness? This got Michael's attention, and so they had a conversation. And the lady told Michael to bring me to her so she can offer some prayers for me. Michael returned home and told me about the woman. I told him that I won't go. I honestly don't know what came over me to reject that idea. But I now understand that God was telling me not to go there, because what was about to happen to me if I dare go there is something. But Michael managed to convince me, and because I didn't want him to feel that I don't appreciate his efforts, I agreed to go and meet the woman. So, that evening we went to the woman's place where she had directed Michael. Where we went wasn't her church but her house rather. That was not an issue, and so, the moment I saw the lady, it was like something dropped in my spirit that I should leave the place. I called Michael and told him I don't want to be there. But he didn't agree to it and said that once we were there, we should finish what we came there, and if we won't return to the place again, he is okay. I felt since I wouldn't be coming there again, it was okay. I sat down and she started to talk. What happened was that, me being the reason why we went there, she was talking all about Michael. And went ahead to tell him that there are some mistakes in life that one can make and you can't unmake those mistakes. She continued that, whatever plans that are ahead of him, he should hold on and not rush into making any mistakes. I don't know what he meant by that statement, and so I was watching her talk to Michael. So, I got fed up and asked her what is it that she sees about me. She said that she would talk to me when she is done with Michael. It was like her attention was on him and not me, the one who is not well. So out of anger, I got up and told Michael that I was going. When Michael got up, the lady asked him to sit down. I turned and told him, if he is not coming, I am going. He didn't say anything or made an attempt to come, and so I went out of the house. This was when she managed to do me bad. Whatever is it that she told Michael changed him completely. We went out as the Michael that I know, but he returned a different person altogether. He now I go out and will come back home so late that, when you ask him why he is returning late, he gets angry. This went on for a while. All this while, I told myself I wouldn't want to do and cause any problems in the relationship. And so, I was quiet about his actions and behavior. When my pregnancy was about 5 or 6 months thereabout, he told me that I should go and be with my grandmother. Because she is experienced enough to help me through some things that might be difficult for me. I told my grandmother about it and she agreed that I should come. So, I went to her place. Throughout this period till I gave birth, he never visited me just once. Whenever I will call, he tells me one excuse or another. It is always about this business or that. And he is not here or he is busy chasing money. He will always use the marriage plans to cover up. So, when I gave birth, my grandmother called my father and told him about what has been happening with me and Michael. My father never told any of us that he will be visiting Michael. I was there one evening when my father came and I was even asleep. He woke me up and we had a brief conversation. After that conversation about the child, he brought out the main reason why he came. He told us that he decided to go and see why Michael was treating me that way, because that was not the Michael he knows. And upon him reaching the house, he saw a woman in Michael's place. And everything looks like they were lovers. This was something that was difficult for me to believe. Because the Michael that I have come to know wouldn't do that to me. Especially not when I have his child. So why my father really came was, he wanted to know what was going on between us. I told him there was nothing wrong that I have personally done to him. None to the best of my knowledge. So, he told me that I should get prepared. The very next day, we all will go Michael's place and see what is going on. The day we got there was the day I had the biggest shock of my life. I saw the prophetess come to open the door when we knocked. She clearly was living with her man because she had a cloth wrapped around her. So, my father and grandmother went in first and I was still standing outside still in shock. My father called me. It was during this time that we got to know that the prophetess was also pregnant for Michael. So, my father, after telling him why we came, asked him why he has refused to visit me when he knew very well that I had gone to my grandmother because of a pregnancy that he is responsible for. Michael told my father that he knows that I am carrying his child. But he no longer wants to have anything to do with someone who has bad spirit. And would want to destroy his life and everything he is trying to build. My father asked again and he repeated the same thing. My grandmother now asked him where he got that information from. He said that he owes my grandmother none of such information. I got up, went to the kitchen and fetched water and cursed the two of them. I said if I wasn't a witch or possessed any bad spirit, whoever told him that, may the God strike that person dead when she goes to deliver. And I also cursed him that may he never be happy in his life ever again for doing that to me. And he will never have a woman to call his wife till he dies. I knew from that instance where that message came from. But I didn't want to tell my parents in their presence. I told my family to let's leave the house. I went inside his room, packed my bags and we went out of the house. 3 days after the incident in his house, the chief in our town called us to the palace. The reason was that Michael had actually come all the way from the city to our hometown to report me to the chief about me curing him. And in our hometown, there is a ban on cursing. So, when the elders asked why I did that, I explained everything that happens from the time I got pregnant to the very moment I was standing in front of them. That was when Michael now told them that it was the prophetess who told him all that. She told him that there was this bad spirit in my family that tries so hard to destroy men who come to marry the young ones in the family. And if care is not taken, from what she see, everything that he has worked for will come crumbling down because of me. So to prevent that, he must allow me to go and stop following me. That was when she offered herself to him. For whatever reason that he agreed to sleep with her, I don't know and I don't care. After everything, certain rites were done to reverse the curse. Even though I pronounced the curse, he was the one that was made to buy all the items used for the rituals. After it, I told them that I don't want to have anything to do with him again ever in my life. This is how a fellow woman destroyed what I had going on for me. Just because she wanted him for herself. Please, my people, beware of these people you go to for solutions. Because not all of them do have your interest at heart.
Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Like I always say, these are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. This story tells me of how as a person you should pay much attention to yourself. From what she told us, everything shows that, if she really understood herself very well, she could have prevented all this from happening. Then again, a key point to take is that, not everyone that goes about telling you something about yourself is someone you should go to for solutions. Some may be wolves in sheep clothing. Please also as men, let us learn to be more responsible in our decisions when it comes to some of these issues. You might not know when a bad decision you will take might come hurting you so badly. I pray that we learn from some of these stories and live a better life. If not for anything at all, it pays to live a decent and better life. Stay blessed and be safe. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share.